Where the stakes are the highest in the war on terror, we cannot possibly succeed without extraordinary international cooperation. Effective international police actions require the highest degree of intelligence sharing, planning, and collaborative enforcement. A lot of people think international relations is like a game of chess. But it's not a game of chess, where people sit quietly, thinking out their strategy, taking their time between moves. It's more like a game of billiards, with a bunch of balls clustered together. We need international support so that our people live a life of normality, of dignity, of liberty and freedom. I hope that our cry for freedom may be heard. I think the government has to reposition environment on top of their national and international priorities. Governments are mandated by international law to protect people from genocide. I studied political science and international relations, so I never considered myself an artist. Law is the essential foundation of stability and order both within societies and in international relations. The Olympics are a wonderful metaphor for world cooperation, the kind of international competition that's wholesome and healthy, an interplay between countries that represents the best in all of us. I know war as few other men now living know it, and nothing to me is more revolting. I have long advocated its complete abolition, as its very destructiveness on both friend and foe has rendered it useless as a method of settling international disputes. The regime of globalization promotes an unfettered marketplace as the dynamic instrument organizing international relations. Our first object is the obtaining of sovereignty, assured by international law, over a portion of the globe sufficiently large to satisfy our just requirements. The decadent international but individualistic capitalism in the hands of which we found ourselves after the war is not a success. It is not intelligent. It is not beautiful. It is not just. It is not virtuous. And it doesn't deliver the goods. The respect for human rights is nowadays not so much a matter of having international standards, but rather questions of compliance with those standards. Tennis is a beautiful sport, but it's also a sport where you get thrown out there into the world, and it's on an international level. As an athlete and as a human being, you're learning. You're a kid. In fact, the Senkaku Islands are inherent territory of Japan that is recognized in our history and also by international law. The White House isn't the place to learn how to deal with international crisis, the balance of power, war and peace, and the economic future of the next generation. Nationalism makes us poor because its Siamese twin, protectionism, will destroy the internal market and disrupt international trade. The main goal of the International Space Station is to work on peaceful projects. In space, we're all people from Earth. The international traveling gets harder as I get older, but when I'm performing on stage, it makes it all worthwhile. International law says people fighting for self-determination can use force in order to achieve their independence. The greatest obstacle to international understanding is the barrier of language. International cooperation is vital to keeping our globe safe, commerce flowing, and our planet habitable. I feel so good after a workout. Anytime you can be alone with yourself is really important. Marriage is good for those who are afraid to sleep alone at night. Thank you for leaving us alone but giving us enough attention to boost our egos. Unless we love and are loved, each of us is alone. Each of us is deeply lonely. Moon, moon, I am prone before you. Pity me and drench me in loneliness. On stage, I make love to 25,000 people, and then I go home alone. I would like that no citizen of the state feels alone and helpless. The entire nation is with them. Please subscribe our channel for new video.